Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is UXJera from the site Support Carry Zilean, and right now we're going to do a VOD review from patch 5.24 preseason. I am playing Zilean, of course, and I am duo with the Twitch, Orca Snorkel, who I will probably refer to as Henry in this game, and also the Azir in the mid lane. We are a queue of 3, and we are just playing some normal games just to have some fun until Trio Q gets released. Alright, so right now we know we're going to play against a Nami and an Ashe in the bot lane. So what we need to watch out for there is her volley, which will slow into Nami's bubble, which will have CC, which will allow Ashe to get off some auto attacks, stack up her Q, and then be able to just go crazy on one single target. Right now we just don't have the mitigation to deal with it, so that's something we have to be a bit careful for. So right now we're discussing what kind of builds we should do. I believe this was Orca Snorkel's, the Twitch's first time playing Twitch in a very long time, so he wasn't sure about builds, and something rather hilarious happens in his build order, and that was me not knowing my items too well and mistaking one item for another. So we'll see how it plays out. You'll also see my beautiful mug there with all the beard and the bald in the bottom right corner by the minimap. And that's just what I was recording on Twitch that day. So right now we're getting ready to help our Lee Sin out with the leash. Typically I like to throw a bomb around 137. It should detonate about 1 second after. It can either attach to the minion or to Lee Sin. Either way, the damage gets dealt. I throw a couple of autos and we leave. We have to be a little bit careful with Twitch because it can steal some of the buffs, which will really set our jungler behind. Luckily enough, it doesn't get stolen and we make our way to lane. Alright, we see our lane opponents are coming a little bit later, so we have a big push advantage on them. We also know that their jungler started bottom, which is pretty common. And so right away, I notice that I can't get any auto attack harasses because they are playing so far back that I'm just going to start pushing the wave towards their turret and start denying CS. Throwing some bombs just to kind of dissuade them. They get a Thunderlord's proc off, which isn't, you know, the end of the world. It's a nice extra 60 damage. So it's pretty substantial. It's great for early trading. However, now we have a big minion advantage. She's wasting her mana, and we hit 2. We hit 2 well before they do. They still have to clear this minion wave or this front wave, and then half of the back one before they hit 2. So we're at a pretty good advantage. We have a good level advantage. Nami is just kind of trying to harass her best. The damage doesn't really hurt this early on. And I'm just trying to stay away from her just so that she doesn't get pass or efficiency from her little spell thief's edge. So right now we're just CSing. I see the little bar below Henry or Twitch. It's getting a little bit full, so after I believe this one and maybe one more minion, I'll have enough to grant him a level. And that'll generally happen in every Zilean lane. You will always be the ones to hit 3 first. And that's just because the Zilean passive just does so much earlier on. It'll grant him 43 XP, I'll get 43, we both hit the next area. I guess it's only about 1 melee creep. But still, it's a nice advantage, you have a good power spike, all our spells are open to us. Right now we're just content farming and pushing to the tower. Our Lee Sin gets first blood on top, which is good, and their jungler shows up top as well. Let's see how it goes. We're just kind of minding our own, harassing. They get a Thunderlord's proc, we get a double bomb, we get some good attacks. He has 5 stacks of poison on him. So right now, the trade was not in favor for us, and then it did. And that's just because we were able to get enough damage off. We forced their potions. We had to use one of ours. And it's nice because Ashe doesn't really feel secure coming up to us to get the slow onto Twitch, so that way Nami can land the bubble. So positioning wise, we're playing our lane a bit far up, which is good because they're playing so far back. Once again, I'm just trying to deny Nami as many stacks as possible, make her get up to 3, and then just sit there. So that way she can't. I have 2 points into E at this point. I decide that since I won't be able to outdamage the Nami's healing, I'm going to have to resort to slowing the targets and punish her roams. Excuse me. So what we're doing is, instead of just harassing with just double bombs, we're pushing the wave again, and we're going to wait till they make some mistakes. Maxing the slow will make it so that she has a real tough time getting away. The double bomb spread, just as a zoning tool. If you get hit with 2 bombs, you're going to get stunned. At this point in the game, it doesn't do very much damage, or if they're under the turret. The big threat is that you will miss CS. So Twitch is getting in there. Once there's poison, I don't think he has enough to proc Thunderlords. And now Ashe is zoned out for a little bit. She has to fear losing the CS, but she comes back and gets it. So far, we are ahead in health. We are behind in mana. So pretty even lane. At this point, I notice that my Trinket Ward is on 30-second cooldown, so I tell Henry or Twitch, like, hey, I need you to throw a ward down here soon. I feel like there's a gank coming. We've been very pushed up for a big part of their lane. Ashe just threw a hawk shot out, wondering if there's a Lee Sin around, which indicates that we're going to get ganked, and they are wondering about a counter gank. So we throw the ward down, and unsurprisingly, it saves us. There's a wild echo! So I speed myself up, Twitch goes invisible, and nothing happens to the echo. He just kind of sits there on his own, and now he walks away. So he's wasted time on an unsuccessful gank, and it looks like he's going to sweep around. I think all he does is throw a ward in that bush, and we decide that we're not going to back, we're going to keep on farming. Twitch is just a little bit apprehensive. Honestly, I would rather have him save it for the bush up there, but I had a ward up, so it's not too big of a deal. So we're just continuing on pushing, just saving up our gold. Up, now here comes Echo again. Now you see, we both split apart. I speed myself up, Twitch goes invisible to speed himself up as well. And now we've wasted even more time from their enemy jungler on 2 failed ganks that nothing really came of. At this point, I'm just trying to even out the lane because they are going to push. This is a cannon minion wave, so I want to be around for the XP even though I zone myself out. Nami loses all her passives on her stacks. I'm not sure if no, I don't get in range for the XP. So ultimately, that was a little bit of a misplay on my part. I could have just left. No big deal. We'll go back to base, we'll pick up our tier first, and that will help us have enough mana in lane to do whatever we like. And a big part of this, I pick up the health crystals and I decide, no, I'm going to take boots and 2 potions. And that's just because I don't want to deal with Nami being able to get off her slow and her stun. The faster movement speed I have that I don't have to use my spells on, the better. It'll do pretty good. And you'll notice this throughout the match that when Twitch and we rarely converge together. We always kind of stay split apart. And that's just because we both won't get hit by the Ashe arrow. We both won't get hit by the Nami ultimate. So we do a good job kind of just staying spread apart. And that's a pretty good thing, especially going against this team. I got hit, so my passive is on cooldown. If you get auto attacked by an enemy or hit by a spell, your passive goes on cooldown and you can't do anything for that time. You just gotta wait it out. So Twitch has a pickaxe and Ashe has yet to back. I believe we denied her a bunch of creeps early on, and I'm not sure if she had enough for her BF sword. She just now hit 52. She probably has enough for her BF sword right now. We see her throw an arrow mid. I ping, arrow, watch out, and it hits our mid lane. I thought it was going to get mid. So that's down. 1 cooldown we don't have to worry about. However, they're going to be backing real soon, so it's not too big of a deal for us. Just continue pushing to the tower. We know they're backing. Just do what little harass we can. Just seeing what we can get away with. We notice our Lee Sin is around, and because they haven't backed, they don't have adequate wards. We're both not running into the bush, so we're not preempting, like, hey, your wards need to go here. So then they decide to all in. I slow down the Ashe, I exhaust her, double bomb, exhaust again. At this point, I'm the low target. Echo decides to go for me instead of the AD carry. Our AD carry gets exhausted, he burns his ult, and basically we get a flash out of Nami for free. Twitch gets the kill. I grant him a level. And really all that cost was my exhaust. Possibly the... I'm not sure if we got the flash out of Twitch or Lee Sin if they used it. But we get pretty good damage on this turret. Echo comes around for some more shenanigans, and Lee Sin kind of plays around with it too. Lee Sin kicks him out of a double bomb, which would probably have been his death, because it would have assured that there would have been enough CC in a targeted area that he couldn't do anything. And he had just used his ultimate, so a little bit of a misplay on his part, not too big of a deal. He still keeps wanting to go in. I'm zooming him in and out so that he won't take too much damage from the turret. My ult is still up. I decide that the arrow is not going to kill him, so we're saving our ult. We're just waiting. We're just waiting. So now their bot lane has come back. I don't think I checked what items they have yet, so I know our bot lane's gone. They don't know it yet. They could be assuming that Twitch is in the bush, so they're kind of just playing back. Since they don't have any vision, Nami is going straight for Frost Queen, so she does not have a sight stone, so she cannot look into the bush to see if there's anybody there. They have to rely on Hawkshot. When they realize, oh, well, he's been gone a while, I think I'm just going to poke him. And once again, another just juked bubble, barely just walked out of it. I could have swore I got clipped. So Twitch is coming to lane, he's invisible. They're not sure if he's back yet. They decide to all in on me. I double bomb him, get the slow op. So there's tons of CC. We get the flash out of Ashe. I ult myself when I know that I am at low enough health that I can be killed in 1 to 2 hits. They decide that they go through it. Twitch is able to get the attack on her. I slow her, double bomb her, slow her again, and she's dead. And that's the big difference from choosing maxing Q, the time bomb, versus the time warp. Because you can get away with some crazy stuff. You can get some crazy picks in there when you max your speed and your slow. And that was really a big point. We shouldn't, if I had max double bomb, we would have had more damage off initially, but we wouldn't have been able to slow her as long, which is ultimately what won us this 2v2. So meanwhile, we notice that top lane have both died to Echo and Warwick. Mid lane had just died, so it's not looking too good for our other lanes. I laugh because the Twitch picked up a Ginzu's Rage Blade instead of a Youmuu's Ghost Blade. I was confused about the naming of the two, so I said, like, yeah, just get the Rage Blade, when I really meant Ghost Blade. So now we're going to lane with a Twitch with a Ghost Blade, or a Rage Blade. Excuse me. So, mistake on our part. We're gonna see how good it is. I don't think it is very good, but we're up 3 kills. We're doing all right. We're up 3 kills, so I believe we have a good CS lead on them. I'm just reorganizing my items. Sightstone on 1, potions on 2, pink ward on 3, so they don't really know if I've thrown a pink ward out, because there's just an open item spot. Miss Bubble, and the Rage Blade proc, which deals the AoE damage, makes it really easy to wave clear, even though it's a bit unnecessary for Twitch. I guess it works out fine. So at this point, we make the call like, hey, do you want to go all in? Yes, let's go all in. We get the slows, we get the stuns, we bait out even more ultimates, we waste our ignite, or our heal, our flash on Twitch. I still have both my summoners and a free level to give. I decided to take out a pink. I will eat a bubble from Nami, just being kind of uncautious. And then Twitch is waiting in the bush. Nami still doesn't have a sightstone, I believe. I hand off the level, and now I have 5 points into the time warp, which is a 99% slow or a 99% speed increase. So it is a huge difference. It's the difference between not moving at all and moving at light speed. So right now we see that the wave is pushing. We're kind of hanging back, saying like maybe we can get another ambush in. I get the double bomb, the slows. Twitch gets hit by the bubble and then just walks away. The Ashe misses her arrow, and right now they have pushed down 2 turrets in mid. We decided that we weren't going to help because we would probably just die if we went there. But now at this point we're expecting a 5-man roam bottom. We see all 5 people come, and so we're getting ready to leave. So now we have everybody except Elo down here. It's a 5v4. Warwick is just kind of doing his own thing. So we're going to try our best to defend this turret without dying, which isn't too bad of a deal with Zilean, because he's got he's pretty good at fending off against dives versus one person. Against multiple, it's a little bit trickier. But right now we are 3v5. I believe Warwick stuck around. We get the kick on that guy. He just ultimates out. We get 2 ultimates from him. Ashe is still down from when he missed. The Lux ult is still down. Really the only thing that's left is the Warwick ult that we have to watch out for. So we get those out, and then we decide, like, well, we're a little low. We're not getting anything out of it. Lux decides to come up, and I see her from quite a ways. I'm not shopping, so I just walk out before she can slow me and then get a binding on me and then just chunk me some more. So they got 3 turrets out of their rotation. They'll also take Dragon just because we're not strong enough. Our mid lane is doing not so good. Jungle, not so good. Top lane, not so good. However, she did get a turret while we were up there. So just a 2 turret deficit at this point. So, kind of just starting out, always hanging back with the AD carry if you need to. Getting a little bit of gold on my side and just trying to get as much vision so that there aren't any surprises. I decide I see their enemy support is mid. Lee Sin is around. I can give him a level. Hook him up. So now we're just hanging around mid. I'm leaving bot to his own devices, and that's so he can get his XP up without me having to be there. I can roam around another lane. They hogshot our red just to get that timer. So now it's 6-10. We lost a lot of turrets, which isn't good. Warwick and Elo are going to fight up top. I believe she just got ulted and is backing away. But she's chunked out and needs some help. So I see the waves kind of gone. I don't know where anybody is at this point, so I'm going to go meet up with the bot lane. I clear the ward in the bush, and at this point Twitch is going to do the scuttle crab because he cannot safely push the turret because there's still 3 people off the map, the Ashe, the Lux, and their jungler. So we were a little worried about that. So Warwick is trying to escape. Looks like he flashes over a wall. Lee Sin looks to be pretty greedy. We get a catch onto Nami, and I believe she lives. Yep, Ashe pops her heal on her to keep her alive, and we're just hanging back. We're still a little apprehensive. We still haven't seen the Echo or the Lux. It's about 19 minutes, so the blue might be up. We just saw the Lux around top river, so she's not a threat. Echo is still missing. And we're still trying to get more poke off. We're still trying to be intimidating with our our Rage Blade, which they're still being intimidated by us. We were kind of bullies in lane, and that has kind of held true. So in a lane where you shouldn't be bullies, we were pretty big bullies. Kind of nice. So at this point, Nami still doesn't have a Sightstone. She has a Dark Seal, even though she has not won her lane at all. She's got Spookies. And now we're just watching around the map. We see Ashe going up there. She probably has an arrow. Yep, lands an arrow on the LOI. They're just random team fighting. Random 3v3 team fighting. And they lose. At this point, I'm taking the turret. I'm ready to die. I have my ult on me. The thing doesn't proc, so I decide it's time to go. Twitch, he gets caught out. They waste teleport down there. And I'm running my heart off. I could have flashed, but I decide, well, I'm going to be near a turret. Hopefully he'll back off. He's not backing off. Okay, well, I still have speed. Let's keep going. I have backup coming. And he's taking turret, and I die. But the good thing about my death is now we get the shutdown gold on the guy, which is a big deal. So now the Warwick has given up his shutdown gold, meaning he's got another shutdown bonus to give up pretty soon. Like if he keeps going, because shutdown gold doesn't scale. Like if you get 15 kills, you're still only worth like 390 gold. So it's better to get multiple sequential shutdowns rather than have like one gigantic mega shutdown. It's just not very good. So I'm back up. I'm still about 300 gold away from Zeke's Herald, so I need to get that finished right away. Excuse me. We decided that we're going to clear this pink. Twitch is going bottom because he doesn't need anything. And we're kind of just hanging out to make sure our red's still there. Top lane is getting beat on again. Just not warding very well, I would say. Surrender vote goes out because they're losing. So we're just dealing with it. So now we're back to mid laning phase. This is the the basic mid game. Everybody groups up, everybody fights, try and get picks around the map. Right now I have defensive wards up just because I'm a little bit concerned about everything. So now it's 17-7. We're down 10 kills, and it's not looking very good for us. The LOI is trying to split push. She leaves the game. We assume it's a rage quit. She said nothing after she died, so it's either a big DC or a rage quit. At this point, I'm getting a little frustrated because the bot lane is doing quite well, and we're just kind of frustrated that a game that is very winnable is now just it's over. It's very hard to win 4v5s when you're very far behind as is. So now we're in big defense mode. I get a slow onto her. Double bomb, another slow. So she's dead. We get Twitch up. I luckily block an Ashe arrow for the Azir so that he doesn't just get jumped on. And so he makes that alive. And we basically trade a shutdown gold on the mid for the shutdown gold on the AD carry. Which right now he's the only damage threat. Echo misses his stuff again, and Warwick flashes over the wall, or flashes to get me, and just very random. Yeah, that's a very deep dive for a Warwick, which, I mean, really if they had grouped, they could have just started pushing the tower, but they decided instead to just dive, And when you're kind of playing in mid-plat, or, I guess technically this game is mid-gold or so, people are still quite a bit greedy. They would rather have the instant gratification of getting a kill rather than, taking an objective, getting a tower. And that's that. So Iluai's back. She teleported to the top and is now taking out the top turret. So now we are just hanging out, helping our Twitch get some farm, moving him along, giving him some vision, making sure he is staying okay. We trade Iluai, Iluai for top turret, not so bad. Alright, Twitch now has Ghost Blade and Rage Blade. He's got all the blades. He's ready to go. I tell him, like, yeah, this is pretty dangerous. We don't know where... We know where a couple of them are, but... we need to just watch out, because that Warwick is pretty scary. So is the Echo. I see a fresh ward near Dragon. Decide to take that down. I know they just done Dragon a couple of minutes ago, so... we abandon it. I don't even bother tossing a ward. It's not really a high vision point. We see the Echo kind of walk through the jungle and just kind of do that. I throw a ward out here to try and bait him back. At this point, Echo should know that he's probably in a bad spot. But he's got Warwick backing him up there. True strongest players. And trying to see if I can draw one out. We're all clumped together. And they're all just still kind of just messing around. So we notice that they're separated, but they're still kind of there. They don't know that I have vision. Echo primes a jump in the bush. And we get the slow on him, the stuns on him, force him to use the Zanyas, and we kill him. And now it is a 4v5. Good deal for us. So what do we do with this? I believe we're going to push mid and take some towers. There, Lux is up top pushing. We send Azir against him, which is probably not the best idea. Azir is doing really poorly. But at the same time, he manages to get a kill. So Nami tries her best to keep him off the turret, and we get a flash from Nami. Warwick is getting beat up. He's exhausted and going on the Iluai rather than the Twitch. So easy kill. Easy kill, more shutdown gold on that guy. So now we've effectively killed 4 people. Just kind of because they were out of position. Ashe was, I believe, pushing bottom, and then she backed out. I believe that's where I speed the Twitch up, and then we go and try and defend that turret. Give Lee Sin a level, and we carry on our ways. So now we're only down 7 kills. We're still down quite a few towers. It's starting. The game is starting to even out in our favor. So I'm gonna stick around with Twitch, make sure he's okay, get some extra gold from my coin, and get ready. I luckily have enough to upgrade to Talisman, which is a huge boost of gold. And that'll give the movement speed to the team, which is pretty nice in getting people out of tricky situations. Because you can speed up one person at a time, but you can't really speed up all. So now we see this rotation going top. Lee Sin gracefully jukes around the corner, and Warwick, bless his heart, gets caught on the wrong side of the wall. No flashes, nothing left. Or I believe he does have flash, but he saves it. Nope, he doesn't. So he gets caught out. Twitch is going crazy. He's got the Zeke's Herald going. I throw the Zilean ult on Lee Sin, who's at next to nothing. And at that point, he should have backed out, but he decided to keep going. The ult fades, and he gets killed. Echo is at no life, so he's probably gone. Wouldn't be surprised. So that was a good trade. 3 for 2. We see the Echo, the silhouette of him in the bush. We go there, and we kill him. Nicely done. Lux is around, and we don't go after her. And so we're having a discussion like, how did you see me? Oh, the red trinket reveals. I can't spell silhouette. This we know. And now we're moving on. So now the game is only 5 kills apart. We just had a very favorable trade top side. We did stagger their deaths a bit. So if we did want to group, we could do that. They are split. We see Lux and Warwick on side lanes, Ashe in the middle. Echo is respawning, and we make the call to get ready for Dragon, because that's going to be up in a couple of seconds. I get these wards kind of on the pathways to Dragon. These are my 2 favorite ward spots, and that's just because you can see around the corners, and they're not like the obvious bush places. I see that trinket in the bush. You can throw a bomb to reveal it. Warwick gets caught out again. That's kind of the growing trend now. And now we have a little bit of a skirmish over the blue, and they decide to go all in. I resurrect the Twitch because he did get zapped, and now we've got Eloite in a corridor pounding. She dies. Now it's me and Lee Sin. After a very unfavorable trade, I flash over the wall. I really thought Lee Sin was going to follow me. He splits off. And now we just I just keep walking away. Because Zilean has... My speed will go from, what, right now, 391 to 614. So I'm getting away. I wore the bush just because, you know, vision. And it's nice because I actually do spot out the Ashe. Ashe tries to go on me. She just doesn't have the ability to stop a stun. So I make it out alive. That could have been very bad for me. I could have died with 10 seconds on my ult, which is never a good feeling. So they do split objectives, taking tower and doing dragon. I believe if they had done them both like as a team, they would have been able to get dragon and then come and push down mid, but they decide to just split their resources. And right now we're chasing. It's a little bit greedy. I'm not sure. They decide to all in. I ultimate the Azir, who gets blasted. Warwick teleport, and now we're getting away. Look at the damage that Twitch is doing with the Zeke's Herald, 2200 there, and so I just so now we're getting caught, or we're catching out the Lux, who's kind of scared. She doesn't know what she's doing. Lee Sin flash ults her, and this is a little bit unnecessary. But Lux kind of just died. So at this point, I make the call to do Baron, because I believe this is the only chance that we'll get to get an uncontested Baron. And if we do fight around the Baron, we are the ones who are going to lose. Their AoE is far greater than ours. Their AoE CC is incredibly strong. And we just need to hang out, and we can push harder with Baron than they can. We see the Nami ult. Delay the delay the smite. I think he didn't smite till really late. Give him another level. There you go. Speed him up. We're back to base. And now I decide to pick up an Aegis. And this is because they have Warwick, who's dealing mostly magic damage. They have the Lux, who is AP. They have the Echo, who is AP. And our Lee Sin is not building an Aegis item, so it's good for me because I would switch up to Banner as once I get the money for it, which will really help with the pushing and allow us to group fight as 5 when they would be down 1, because we can get some incredible picks off just by catching people who are just even slightly out of position. Because the pick potential with Zilean is really huge. If he just gets up there and gets 1 slow off, it is a huge deal. So now Twitch is doing good work. He's got a Hurricane to add on. Oh, looks like Lee Sin does have an Aegis item. So we're just going to add even more there. I throw the ward there just to distract. They decide to go all in. It is a 4v4 4v5. I'm doing my best to keep our AD carry alive. We see Warwick, who has true vision on him. I missed the double bomb to slow him, but the Zilean slow is more than enough to stop him. So he decides to ult me, because if he would have ulted anyone else, I would have just resurrected them. So I speed up Twitch with the ultimate so that he can go crazy on them, but he lives from his lifesteal and the locket from Lee Sin. So now we've got 3 down for 40 seconds. Minion waves in both of them, so we're doing pretty great. Lux kind of just isn't doing anything at this point, and we decide to win the game. So, in short, we had 2 lanes that lost, the jungle that lost, in a very hard manner. Our bot lane did alright. I'd say we had 1 lane, but it wasn't something that we smashed lane. And we were able to make some pretty good comebacks by capitalizing on their mistakes, having good ultimates, and just playing smart. And that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll have more of these videos coming out soon, so feel free to like, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. From UX Jura, you have a good evening.